Hey guys, welcome back to Harbour Unboxed. I normally don't bring you a video on the weekend, especially on Saturday, but I'm flat out this weekend doing a heap of benchmarking as I explained in my previous video, and I thought this morning, this is Saturday morning, I'd take a bit of a time out and unbox a few boxes I've had sitting around the office that I've collected this week. I thought I'd check them out with you guys, see what's inside before I get back to benchmarking. Hopefully I'll have time to edit this and you will be seeing this on Saturday afternoon. We'll see how we go for time. But anyway, without wasting any more time, let's get into it. I've got, looks like there's 6 boxes here in total, so quite a few. I don't know how long this episode's going to be. Why do I always open these? The knife's on the outside. Anyway, first box. Ooh, something very nice in here. Very nice indeed. That's not this A4 bit of paper that says sample test report. It's definitely not that. It is the Galax GeForce GTX 1070, and it is the special Sniper White XOC or extreme overclocking. That's exactly what it is. Very cool graphics card. Let's take a look. I'll probably aim to get the review of this up pretty quickly actually. I know it's a 1070 and you know we've seen a few 1070s. There's probably not anything terribly new with this one. If I can get it out of the box. Why do I always have trouble getting things out of boxes? Probably shouldn't have thrown that away. Alright, what have they got for us here? It is indeed white as advertised. That's very slick. It's a very gloss white on the front there. And same on the back. There's a really cool back plate here. And it looks like they've got sort of like a clear plastic, possibly an acrylic around the edge, and I'm sure there's RGB lighting that will make that light up and give a really cool effect. It's quite thick around here, so I'll be sitting in the case like that and you'd see that bar glowing, so that's pretty cool actually. Looks like a decent sized cooler. What else can we find out about it? Standard I/O configuration there. Obviously it's a dual fan design. And as I understand it, because I was expecting this card, I'm hoping to get the review up next week. We'll see how we go for time. But it's very well priced considering it is one of the, it's designed to be a sort of top end 1070 if you will. And I think they're charging $430 US over in the States, and it's about $600 here in Australia, which is really good considering that base model like the bland, no factory overclocking, simple coolers, they started about $550. So it's a $50 Aussie premium for a good cooler, RGB lighting, and a really sleek looking white paint job. So I think that's pretty fair. Should be good, but of course we'll have to test it and see how it handles. I believe it's factory overclocked by about 6%. I think the base clock's about 1594 megahertz and it boosts to about 1784, so 1784 megahertz. So that's pretty decent. Like I said, it's about a 6% overclock over the factory cards, so you should expect around a 3 to 5% gain, probably somewhere around there. Yeah, very nice card indeed. So if anyone is looking at getting their hands on a 1070, this might be a cool model to get, especially in Australia. I usually like to start with the big boxes, clear them off the desk, so this is the next biggest, or probably the biggest actually. Alright, what do we have inside box number 2? Ah, okay. Wow. I'm going to have to get all this out, I'm not even sure what I'm looking at here. 3 boxes. Okay, so this looks like a very serious gaming headset setup. We've got the Turtle Beach Elite Pro headset, or gaming headset. So, actually, there you go, around the right way now. So we'll take them and have a look at them in a second, but they've also sent along their noise cancelling mic. So I might have to give that a bit of a quick test. That's pretty cool. And they've also sent along their tactical audio controller. So that allows you to change, that would sit on your desk, so you've got a volume knob there for the volume. You've also got a mic level, outbound mic boost, background noise limiter, and game chat volume. So, wow, that's pretty serious stuff there. There's a few presets that can be loaded, it looks like, and you can enable, disable surround mode, and enable, disable the mic. So that's a lot more than you get in the usual inline remotes. Let's just have a quick look at the headset. Alright, let's check these things out. Yep, that's a black box. Okay, these look pretty substantial actually. Wow. Okay, so in the standard package you do get a 3.5mm to USB, it looks like, cable, and that has volume control and enable mic. And this nifty little inline control there, so that's pretty cool. The volume wheels there, that little orange switch there enables, disables mic, and then you've got this detachable, quite flexible microphone. So that's the basic mic. That plugs in there, and it can 360-degree rotate, so when you're not using it, you can pop it up there, and there you go, ready for action. Well, there anyway. And then there's this loose floppy cable hanging down here, and we've got what looks like sort of a micro USB connector. That goes in like that, clips in quite nicely, and that end goes to your PC, your sound card. Yeah, so right away they're a very solid feeling headset there. Reasonably heavy, but nothing ridiculous. And they offer plenty of adjustment, they swivel really nicely, so they should be very comfortable. Let's go find out. Wow, yeah, they are super comfortable on initial impressions. I haven't been wearing them for long, obviously, but they feel really nice. And yeah, that's really cool. When you shake your head around, you can feel them. They move quite a bit, actually. But when you stop shaking your head, they seem to like reset to the original position. So that's really nice. I like these a lot. Of course, I'm very keen to see how they actually sound and how well the mic works. Also, we do have that noise cancelling mic that clips into place quite nicely. You'll hear it clip in. It's quite hard to pull back out, but I suppose you don't want it falling out, so that's a good thing. So yeah, that mic looks very serious. Keen to try them out and see the difference between the two, but yeah, very cool. And then, the final piece of this Elite Pro series is the audio controller. Wow. Clearly been to a reviewer before, it's got a few marks on it, but not to worry. Okay, so we got an optical cable, and we have a USB Type B cable, or Type A to Type B, and 3.5mm audio jack. So yeah, there's a heap of connectivity on the rear of this thing, and it looks like you can set it to PC mode, Xbox mode, or PS4 mode. So it'll cover the console guys as well. So I suppose that's pretty cool, even though we're really only interested in the PC stuff. But yeah, so you sit that on your desk, you'd plug the headset in, you would then use this to your computer, and then you have full control over everything just sitting at your desk. So you got your volume wheel there, your levels for various things. Well, they move quite nicely. I imagine this all lights up when it's got USB power. Let's put that to the test. Well, there you go. It does indeed all light up. That looks pretty impressive. The volume wheel has LED indicators, red indicators. Don't know how well it's coming out. I might throw up some B-roll as I often do. That's cool. That is a very impressive looking addition to this headset. I like that a lot. And then even all these buttons, the different levels and presets light up, so you know where you're at just by looking at that LED light. So yeah, very, very cool indeed. I'm not sure how much this add-on's worth, but I know the headset itself with the standard mic is $165 US, which seems very fair considering the build quality, the comfort. Obviously I haven't heard the sound yet, but if it's anywhere near as good as the build quality and comfort, then I expect it to be extremely good. And they're 270 Aussie, so that's a fairly accurate conversion. Slight premium possibly for us Aussies, but still, for what it looks like a really nice headset, that's a great price. So yeah, I really like these. I'll probably test these out today, and I'll leave a note in the comments about how they sounded and stuff, because I'm not sure if I'll actually get to do a detailed review on them. Might be able to palm that off to Tim, we'll see how we go. I know he's got a lot on his plate as well, plenty of content coming up from Tim over the next few weeks. Alrighty, next package, we'll go with this FedEx one. It feels like there's absolutely nothing in that. It's, yeah, feels empty, sounds empty. We'll have a look. Yep. Okay. What do we have here? The new Samsung Evo Plus 128GB micro SD card. It has an SD adapter in the package. Yeah, that's why it was so light, because that's all it was in there. But yeah, that's 128GB, that little card there. I have to admit, I'm a little confused by this product. I'm not quite sure what's going on, but I'm sure it's just because I don't have all the facts yet. Obviously, I haven't tested it, and I haven't really researched. I didn't even know it was coming. But it has arrived, and I just quickly checked a few things, because I was like, I've reviewed the Samsung Evo Plus before. But it turns out it was a slightly different Evo Plus, which is where the confusing part comes in. Last year, I reviewed the 256GB micro SD card, which looks virtually identical to this one, but it's apparently different. So this is the Evo Plus, where Plus is written as PLUS, and the model I looked at was the Evo Plus with the plus symbol. So yeah, there's two Evo Pluses, both micro SD cards, both designed for 4K cameras. Extremely confusing. Samsung says that this model will sustain 100 megabytes per second for the read and 90 megabytes per second for the write. And apparently the previous model that I reviewed can only achieve around 48 megabytes per second of sequential read, which is, again, really confusing because I tested the 256GB model and that was easily good for 90 megabytes per second read and write. It was very impressive, high performance drive. So I'm not quite sure what's going on and what's different about this one. So I guess we're going to have to call it the old Evo Plus and the new Evo Plus. So again, extremely confusing for us, the reviewers, and no doubt for you, the consumer. But anyway, the new model is apparently leveraging Samsung's new advanced NAND technology to achieve impressive speeds and capacities, except, again, the speeds seem the same based on my previous testing of the 256GB model, and the capacities also seem the same, as this comes in 64GB, 128GB, and 256GB, just as the previous Evo Plus did. So yeah, very confusing product here from Samsung. Not quite sure what's going on there, but I'll probably crack this out, do a bit of testing, and try and work out what the difference is. I'm also very keen on the pricing. There is no pricing information, or at least my brief search, I wasn't able to find any pricing for this product. But yeah, Samsung's new Evo Plus again. Alright, we have a package here from what looks to be Logitech based on the tape. Very small box. Usually Logitech boxes are quite large, so what do they have for us today? Ah, interesting. These aren't new. So these are the Jaybird X3s. They've been out for a while now. I definitely won't be reviewing these, but we'll take a look at them anyway. Back when Matt was helping me with the channel, he looked at what, I think it was the Jaybird, the Freedoms, and they were very cool. He loves them. So yeah, nice clean packaging, as they always do for the Jaybirds. And for those of you that don't know, this is a wireless earbud set. So although I won't be reviewing these because reviews went up on these late last year, we did review the Freedoms last year, so I'll just have a quick look at these and see how they differ from the Freedoms. As you can see, compared to the Freedoms, I think the main thing is here that they are bigger earbuds. The Freedoms were super sleek, very small, because the battery was down in the controller here, whereas the batteries for these are in each earbud, which makes the earbuds themselves quite a bit heavier. But from the reviews I've seen, they do stay in your ear quite well. Probably not as well as the Freedoms because of that extra weight, but they still do a good job of hanging on. The charging method is very similar, so you just clip this onto the controller like so, plug that into a USB charger or the port on your PC or whatever you have. I believe it's about an hour or so it takes to charge this. It obviously depends on how you're charging them, whether it's with a dedicated charger or off a USB port or whatever. But fully charged, it will last up to 8 hours, which is the same time as the Freedoms. And it also offers a quick 15-minute charge feature, which will see it last about an hour. So if you're going on a jog or a run for about an hour and they're flat, you only need 15 minutes to charge them up and you're good to go. But one disadvantage with the design is they don't include an external battery pack, which you can have pre-charged, clip that on and have that charge the main battery while you listen to music on the fly. So that feature doesn't exist, but you do have the quick charge, so that kind of makes up for it. The earbuds and all that stuff are much the same. You get the small, medium and large. There's the silicone ones. Apparently the foam ones have been changed. They're a bit more sticky. They feel a bit better. But again, all of it is sweat proof like the Freedoms are. So yeah, they are quite pricey, but that said, they are a premium in-ear wireless headset. And really, that's pretty much what you pay for a premium in-ear wireless headset. I know Matt loves his Freedoms. We got 2 sets of the Freedoms last year for review, a white pair and a black pair. Matt took one of those, left one with me, and yeah, I've spoken to him since and he thinks they're brilliant, really enjoys them, uses them regularly. And the set I had, I gave earlier in the year, I think it was around January, I palmed them off to my dad because he is a regular gym goer, does a lot of jogging. I think he hits the gym pretty much every day, so good on him. I certainly don't. But yeah, he loves them, swears by them, so he's been enjoying them, can't get over how good they are, and wishes they were in his life a bit earlier. But anyway, so that's good. So yeah, people who do a lot of sport activities and all that kind of stuff, that's who they're for. Alright, moving on, we'll see what we got here. Right, so as you guys are probably aware, next week I'm giving away a full Ryzen 7 1800X system, which has been pretty much brought to you by Thermaltake. They were responsible for making the competition happen, and they will be footing the bill for sending the system globally. So that's very cool. And they provided 6 of their 120mm Ring Plus fans, which look amazing. And as you will see next week, I've configured them around the case, but we didn't have an exhaust fan, and we really needed a 140mm exhaust fan. And when I initially built the system, I just chucked a fan that I had laying around in there and hoped that we could upgrade it. So when I took the system to Thermaltake, they're like, yep, that's not going to do. We need a 140mm ring fan. So we opened up this box, stuck one in, and then they've sent the other 2 that are left in this package for me to use in a build or whatever. So I thought that's cool, because previously I hadn't looked at the 140mm versions. We had a bit of a preview of the 120mm versions a few months ago. But these are basically the same deal, just bigger. I actually think the effect looks better as well. I'm not sure if there's more LEDs or it's the same amount. Based on what I've seen, it looks like it's probably the same amount of LEDs, so they're spread a bit further apart. And I actually think that looks better. It gives a cooler effect in my opinion. But yeah, so I've got 2 of those and the digital controller. So I'll probably feature them in something before too long. I've got the, in the side of this case here, I've got the 120mm versions. They're just going through the rainbow cycle at the moment, but they look pretty cool. They are expensive fans, of course, though, because they are Thermaltake's most premium fans. They do offer cheaper fans, so if these are out of your price range, they will have something else for you. But the 140mm versions are $120 US in a pack of 3 with the digital controller. So again, quite pricey for fans, but they are really cool fans, and they can do quite a few cool effects. There's a digital controller, which is completely software controlled. I know right now Thermaltake are having a few hitches with the software that runs them, on some platforms anyway. I know Ryzen right now it's not working at all, so there's a bit of a USB 2 glitch there, I believe. But they have assured me they are working on that as we speak, and there will be a major upgrade to the software soon. And hopefully that will address a few other problems that people have been having with the software. But for me, it's been working fine on the Intel systems that I've tried them on. They works really well. But it's a new product, so there'll be some teething issues. Thermaltake obviously aren't known for their software development, so there'll be a little bit of catching up to do there, but they are dedicated to making these work really, really well, improving the software, so you will see updates soon. Alright, last one. Awesome, 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 awesome. This isn't anything new, but it is a new Ryzen 1800X chip. For the giveaway PC, I had to acquire another retail 1800X chip. AMD they did provide the processor, which is this fella here, but it came a bit late, so I didn't want to delay building the giveaway. There was a heap of work to do there, as you will see next week. So I went and got another CPU and put that in the system, and they've reimbursed me in a way with another one which I can use for testing. So as you can see, brand new Ryzen 7 1800X. It'll be interesting to see if this one overclocks better than the one I had. And if it's better with memory support, because I was having a hell of a time getting even DDR4 3200 to work on my previous chip. Tried heaps of tuning of voltages and things, and it just wasn't playing ball. So maybe this chip will be a bit better. We'll have to see. For those of you unaware, the Ryzen 7 1800X is retailing for $500 US or $685 AUD, which is an exceptional price because it is a Core i7-6900K competitor. It's roughly half the price, delivers the same or better performance in productivity workloads, and the gaming performance is also very good as well. It's getting better all the time, as we've seen with the new Ashes of the Singularity build and Dota 2 as well. And yeah, I'm sure there's more to be discovered. But having said all that though, I recommend you don't buy this processor and instead get the Ryzen 7 1700, as that's something like 30% cheaper. I think it might actually be exactly 34% cheaper. Anyway, it doesn't matter, it's a lot cheaper. It's 330 US or 450 Aussie. And at that price, it is a phenomenal buy. You guys probably saw we put it into Tim's editing rig and overclocked it. I think that was a week or so ago now. Overclocked, the performance was exceptional. We actually exceeded the 1800X. Overclocked, you should get pretty close to an overclocked 1800X. I mean, they're pretty much the same chip. There's just a little bit of binning going on, but depending on how lucky you are with that Silicon Lotto, you might even get a better chip than what you would have if you had bought an 1800X. So yeah, I've said it plenty of times on the channel, but I'll say it again. Anyone who's looking at building a bit of an all-rounder, so you do a bit of gaming, some sort of productivity, whether it's content creation or whatever else, the Ryzen 7 1700 is the chip to get. There's pretty much nothing that competes with it, and it makes the entire Broadwell E line at its current pricing completely pointless and not worth touching. So there you have it. So yeah, a successful unboxing, I think. I'm very keen to test this guy out, see how cool it runs, how it overclocks, power consumption and gaming performance, all that kind of stuff. So that'll probably be in a review next week. I'll have to squeeze that in somewhere with all the content next week. There'll be a video pretty much every day from this point forward for at least the next week. So that should satisfy the YouTube algorithm quite well. Yeah, fun unboxing. We've got a new processor, we've got a new graphics card, we got a new micro SD card, which will work well in my 4K camera. I've only got a 64 gig card at the moment, so 128 gig will mean I can sit here and talk longer without filling it up, so you guys will love that. Got the 140mm ring fans, got a awesome looking headset here from Turtle Beach. I'm gonna go test that out right now. I'll probably use it for editing this video, and I might even try and play some games tonight. Actually, that's not going to happen. There's no way. But anyway, got the Jaybird Freedom. So yeah, a lot of cool stuff, really. I love this controller. That's a really cool feature. I'll have to find out what that's worth. I'll put a link in the video description so you guys can check it out. But I reckon that will be well worth the investment to pair with that headset because, yeah, that's very cool. So that's all for this one. I hope you guys enjoyed unboxing some boxes with me. Keep your eye out for a review on this graphics card. I'll be doing a lot of testing with this. There's some memory scaling stuff coming up. I will be using this processor for that, assuming it does what I want it to do. And this new guy will probably end up in my camera. So yeah, thanks for watching, guys. I'm your host, Steve. I'll catch you again soon.